Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Ghost Academy. I'm your instructor, Muji Shin. And today we're going to be talking about how to be stealthy in Apex Legend. Now, I came to the idea of coming up with these videos because I was searching YouTube and I found a lot of videos of people saying like stealth wins, stealth kills, things of that nature, but they weren't really being stealthy. What I saw is a lot of people would use stealth just long enough to try to get a kill and to show how many people they can kill being stealthy, which is fine and cool, fine and cool, and it looks great. But when I and the rest of the Ghosts and Ghosts in the Shadows developed this system, we wanted to be efficient. We saw the meta and we tried to change the game. And what we saw is that most people play Apex Legend just like the original Call of Duty. Hence our moniker, while you were playing Call of Duty, we were playing Splinter Cell. And what we mean by that is that most people play the game of Apex Legend just by running around and pretty much trying to kill everybody they see. And what me and my friends kind of sat back and saw is that's very inefficient, right? To be able to go into a game where there's 20 squads of three, so roughly about 60 people, 57 if you're counting your own squad, right? So there's 57 other players out there. And the object of the game is to be the last man standing, right? So we saw that running around trying to kill everyone you see is very inefficient, and because you're having to kill so many people just to get to the end, and there's still no guarantee that you can get to the end. Like there's a lot of people out there that have YouTube videos about how many kills they get, and they're really good at doing that. There's some people that are phenomenal at being able to run around and kill everything they see. Well, me and my friends aren't that gifted at the game, right? We come from fighting game backgrounds and sports game backgrounds, so we just didn't naturally have that twitch shooter ability that you see people like Shroud and Ninja are able to do. They're some of the best in the world at being able to do that. They're just phenomenal at being able to acquire a target and take them down really efficiently. But this video is for the rest of us, the rest of the average people, where we have average aim at best, and we miss a lot. Okay, so the basic way to think about it is the concept of the ninja versus the samurai, right? Like the samurai was far superior at bladesmanship than the ninja. So the ninja knows that I can't go into the fight straight up with the samurai or he's going to kill me because he's just more proficient at using his sword. So the ninja has to use his mind and cunning to get around that shortcoming, and he does that through invisibility. That's why we use the stealth approach, right? Our goal isn't to jump in an Apex Legend game and run after and kill everybody we see. Our goal is to go in and be stealthy, avoid everybody we see until it gets down to the last three squads, right? Because then at that point, there's only two other teams we have to worry about. Then, once we get to that point, we just be very patient and we wait until the other two teams start attacking each other, right? To come in at the last minute and steal the win. When they're both distracted fighting each other, they're low on health, and ideally you want to hit that last group right when it tells you there's two squads left up in the top right corner of your display. So you basically want to gather your team and be ready to attack right when the opponent is first getting done fighting the last group. Okay, and basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break it down into steps. I'm gonna break down the mentality you need to have to be a ghost, right? Then I'm gonna break down into the actual strategy that you do, and I will actually be doing this as we watch a gameplay of me and my friends actually doing this, which will be coming up here in a second. Okay, so now I'll be explaining to you the first thing you need to think about when you're going for a stealth run is the characters you pick. You want to pick characters that have good what we call oh shit buttons. As you see here, we're picking Mirage, Bangalore, and Bloodhound. The reason why we picked these three characters is they all have good oh shit buttons. Mirage's ultimate is probably the best oh shit button in the game. Bangalore, we don't necessarily use her ultimate, but her tactical is an amazing oh shit button and also comes to play at the end. And then Bloodhound, probably as an oh shit button, his ultimate isn't that good. It's decent. The reason why I say it's not that good is because when it takes about a few seconds to actually activate. So if somebody runs up on you out of nowhere, it takes a few seconds to activate, and sometimes you might die. But it also, at the end, when I explain to you usually how we do it, it comes into effect. Now, the mentality that I talked about that you want to have as a ghost is the two animals I use. There's two phases in the game, right? Uh, the first 90% of the game, the animal you want to replicate is a squirrel. I know it seems funny, but if you ever just watched a squirrel, squirrels are extremely sketch, right? They're always looking around, scared, you know what I mean? Like trying to not get eaten, right? And that's the mentality you want to have when you jump in, right? You want to be a squirrel. As soon as you touch down, you want to be a squirrel. You want to be aware of your surroundings, sketch. And the other things that squirrels do that you notice is they're constantly gathering, right? And that's the mentality you want to be in. You want to be extremely sketch, and you want to be gathering all your weapons and materials, which if you played the game at all, that should come second nature to you, gathering all the stuff. The other thing that we do that's a little different is we don't jump in together. Okay, and that might seem a little counterintuitive from the way you've been playing the game, right? We've all been taught stick together because we're stronger together. But when you're a ghost, you don't want to stick together. And the reason why you don't want to stick together is because it's harder for three people to be invisible than just one person. Okay, so that's why it's very important when you guys are going on stealth runs and you're trying to be a ghost that you all get comfortable at being by yourselves. You know, some of the things that I found when I play with random players is they're not comfortable being by themselves. You know, as the game goes on and, you know, things start happening, they always want to try to like come back to their teammates. You don't really want to do that. Okay, for the first reason I told you, as it's easier to be stealthy. The second reason is our goal is to get into that final battle. Okay, and we don't all want to die at the same time, right? Like if somebody gets seen and gets caught and they die, that's basically us as ghosts. We always tell people that's your fault for dying. You shouldn't have been seen, right? If you're being a ghost, you don't want to be seen. So the thing is that we found is like when you stick together as a group, what usually happens is three people meet each other, right? One of the groups has a person die first, and then they're at a disadvantage in the firefight. And most of the time what happens is the rest of the team dies because they don't have enough firepower to win the fight, or they stop and try to resurrect their fallen buddy. We eliminate that completely by always operating. Everybody in your squad should be completely autonomous, being able to take care of themselves and being able to know how to get away, right? Remember, being in that squirrel mentality, okay? The next thing you want to do the next advantage you have of being separate is not having to share loot. Okay? What I mean by that is, you know how when like, especially when you're playing with random people that you're not communicating with, when you jump in and you're in the same area and you're running for that purple shield and somebody runs in and steals it from you. Think about how that feels, right? Because you're having to share loot in a certain area. That's why when you jump in, you want to be spread out and by yourself. Because when you're all in the same area, you're having to divvy up that loot. But when you're spread out, you all can get good loot from different areas of the map, and you're actually able to equip yourself much better. And then like you see in this video here, my partner was on another side of the map. He saw a purple shield. He just pinged it for me, and I make my way over there and I get it, as you'll see coming up. Okay. The other thing you really want to work on is your parkour. Be really good at being able to run away. Because remember what I said in the beginning. Our goal is to not fight anybody to the very end. I don't want to be in any firefights. I don't want to have anybody knowing where I am until it's too late. Just like the ninja, right? So as we're moving through the video, you see me traversing the area, making my way to the purple shield that my buddy has spotted out. Now, in the meantime, what happens is he's in a firefight, as you can see right now, and he goes down, right? But we're not concerned about that because the strategy we use is effective with 2 people, right? As long as you have 2 people, you still have a good chance of winning, okay? When I explain our final thing of attack, a final way of attack at the end, it'll make sense to you. But as you see here, notice that I looked up. I noticed, I found that a lot of people miss their jumps because they look at the same level that they're at when they approach the obstacle. It's very important to remember that when you are trying to overcome a wall or a thing like that, look up, look to where you want to jump. It'll help you with your parkour. It'll help you be that much quicker than the person that's chasing you when you're trying to get away. Now, as you see, the other thing about being spread out is when somebody goes down, you have enough time, like my partner was able to get his banner, right? And be able to res him, right? That would have been much more difficult if we were all together because that squad would have stayed there and tried to kill the rest of the members. Take advantage of the young generation being very ADD. Most people are not going to want to stick around and camp that box for very long because they want some action. They want to go run around and find somebody else. You know what I mean? They want to hurry up and get to the next fight. So us as Ghost, we take advantage of that by being extremely patient and extremely calm and always knowing what's going on in the battlefield at all times. Okay. Now, as you see here, I jumped. The storm was coming in, so I used it. Now, it was funny. The guy asked me that I was playing with. He asked me, "Why did you not use that balloon right there?" And the reason why is because I hear gunfire pretty close by, and I don't want to jump into the air and have anybody see me and come chasing after me. So that's why I skipped that balloon. If you might have questions about that. And my other teammate is going to be able to go ahead and res him. I picked up the banner, and he's able to res. So now I take my moment, find a good spot to hide, heal up here. Okay, always being aware, always being aware. And I'm pretty confident now because I have my ultimate. So I'm pretty confident if somebody sees me, I'll be pretty good at getting away. And then I go about my business of just finding more loot. You just stay spread out, keep finding loot, don't be seen. Again, it's the ninja versus the samurai. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys I mentioned earlier, like Ninja and Shroud. Those guys are basically in this analogy, they're samurais, right? Like I know that if I get seen right now by Ninja or Shroud, I am dead because they're just better at shooting than me. So I'm constantly listening. That's the other thing you want to be doing. And when you're in squirrel mentality, you want to always be listening to your footsteps. And sometimes you just need to stop to be able to do that. Just stop so you can hear other people's footsteps, because when you're running, a lot of times it'll be blended in with your footsteps. But right now I'm running full speed because I'm pretty confident I'm by myself. There's my buddy that just died and got res. He's going about his own business. We're not even worrying about sticking together. He's doing his own thing, trying to find loot, and that's what it's all about. And you always want to be constantly moving to the center of the circle. We should be, pretty much Apex 101. You just don't want to, or Battle Royale game 101. You don't want to be caught in a storm. That's very important. And right now we're just going around looting, seeing what I want. And that's the other advantage of playing stealthy, is that while other people are worrying about chasing and getting kills and shooting everything they see, we get to hit all the loot. You just get to calmly run around and get the best loot, because again, you just want to be in the most prepared position in that last fight. Right now it's still about 8 teams left, so we're not concerned with fighting right now. And here's another interesting point that's coming up that I want to show you. I hear that somebody's in that building, right? And so I'm running, and then I hear him, and I'm like, wait. I stop, crouch, and now I'm listening. He busts the scan. Okay, now I know he's in there. I know where he is. So I'm avoiding him, right? I'm not necessarily sure if he saw me. So I come over here, I check for him, trying to find who he is. Because as a ghost, you want to always know where they are and where you aren't. I still hear footsteps. It's getting closer. Okay, now this is very important right here. I just let him go by. How many people would have the discipline of not trying to get that kill right there? That's what I mean about the mentality. You have to be very disciplined. I know that two things could happen if I engage him right there. One, I give away my position, okay? And there's no guarantee I can kill him. Again, like I said, if you're not the best shooter in the world, even engaging him right there, he could still, you could still miss and he turn around and end up killing you. And you're far from your goal of being, in that last fight. Okay? So a lot of being a ghost is going to be letting people just run by, right? And here it is. I come up here, I see a person right there, I immediately leave, right? And I tell my buddy, I'm like, don't go up there, there's people up there. He doesn't listen, and as you see, he gets in a firefight and he goes down again. At this point, we're so close to the end, it's not really worth us trying to go and res him, because like what I said, this strategy is just as good with two people. As long as you have two people, you can do it. One person, I'm still working on trying to do that. Like I figure, me and my ghost buddy say that's perfection. If and when we do that, I will make a video on that of me being able to win the game by myself. So be looking out for that. But ideally, you want just two people, and like you'll see at the end of this video, we're able to get the win with just two people. So as that's happening, we're always looking up there to see how many squads are left, avoiding anything, listening for any trouble, listening for gunshots. Again, as a ghost, you're most exposed when it's quiet. Right? When we're running around and there's a whole bunch of shooting going on, we're happy because that lets us know where everybody is, right? Like we want to have map control. That's another reason why you split up and stay split up the whole game, is because you know what's going on more of the map. And here's another advantage of being stealthy, being able to get those supply drops, right? Before anybody else, is because you're not worried about fighting. You're not chasing kills. You're just worrying about getting the best loot you can get. And you'll be able to see that pretty soon that's going to make a big difference in the end. So I come, all right, here's a good thing. I see the Mastiff. I'm like, oh, somebody shoots me. I get the Mastiff, right? Do my oh shit button, and now I'm out of there. All right. Most people say, I got the Mastiff. Let's turn around and kill that guy. We're not concerned with that. I want that Mastiff in the last fight. Killing that guy right there does not help me achieve my goal. There's 5 squads left. I'm way too close to risk it. So we just run, right? And the other thing is, most people ain't going to chase you that very long. Right? When we were developing this system, one of the ghosts that was kind of getting frustrated when we hadn't got it down yet was always saying, hey man, I don't like running because I get shot in the back. And I'm like, okay, well, we're ghosts, so we're operating by ourselves 90% of the time. So if you turn and try to fight that guy, you're just going to die by getting shot in the front, because you're not going to beat a group by yourself. Right? So the power of running is very powerful, because most of the time you're going to get away because A, people ain't going to want to chase you that long, and B, if they do chase you, they're going to be shooting at you and stuff like that, and usually another squad will help you out because they'll hear those gunshots and go after the gunshots and usually make them. It's been so many times where I've been running away, somebody's almost killed me, and then another squad comes up and starts killing them. All because I just chose to run instead of standing and fighting. So as a ghost, when you're operating in squirrel mode, right, you run. And that's why I say, like, as a rule, us as ghosts, we don't even pull our guns out until there's 3 squads left, right? Just to keep us in that mind state of, I know I'm not supposed to be fighting. It just helps you unlearn the bad habits of the Call of Duty style of playing, or the get as many kills as you can style of fighting. It makes you more quieter, which is a bonus, and it makes you faster. So, as a rule, when you're, setting up your squads to do this, you want to remember that just don't have my gun out, and just because it makes me faster and it makes me more stealthy. Now here we are. We're getting close to the end here. It's 3 squads left. So basically what happens now is when you guys come together, right? When there's 3 squads left, that's when you start making your way towards each other for that final fight. The whole rest of the time, you're spread out for stealth reasons, right? Because you don't all want to die at the end. And then the other advantage too that I forgot to say is this is really good for people that are wanting to level up, because you don't get very much XP for kills, right? You get like something like 50 XP for kills. But winning and being in the last fight, you get about 3,000 to 4,000 XP. Okay, so if you do the math, you would have to kill every single other player in the game to make that kind of XP through kills, right? So that's why we're not concerned with kills, because the game actually rewards you for playing this way, you know? And again, not taking away from anybody, you know, all the guys that, you know, want to, you know, get kills, and that's fun for you. I understand that. Like, you know, it takes a certain person to be. It takes a certain kind of person to be a ghost, right? The average person ain't going to be able to be a very effective ghost, because after a while, that demon's going to kick in and be like, "Yo, I need to get that kill. I want to kill somebody. This is boring," or whatever, right? That happened to one of our other members. You know, we were playing, and he just ran after a kill. It was like, I wanted to kill. He ran over there and died. And I was trying to explain to him, I was like, that kill is not going to bring us closer to our goal of winning the game. Not when it's still 10 squads left. You killing one person and there's 10 squads left really does not bring you any closer to your goal of being in that last fight and having the best chance of winning. Now you see here, you know, my buddy, I saw I didn't have any batteries, so he's giving me some batteries so I can be healed up, because, you know, you always want to have that advantage of when you guys decide to fight, okay? When you guys decide to fight, you're more prepared than the team that you're fighting. And again, that's because of hitting them right when they've just gotten out of a fight. So you have to be very patient. You see us here, we know where they are. See, we're marking where they are. We know where they are, and we're just waiting. And what we're waiting for now is we're waiting for those gunshots to start happening, right? You want to wait until the other two teams start fighting each other before you move in, because you don't want them to know where you are until it's too late. Just like a ninja. People that understand, you know, the art of ninjutsu will get this very easily, right? You are people that, you know, I'm old school, so people that played like vanilla WoW when rogues were overpowered understand the power of waiting to the last second and getting the jump on your people. And we kind of developed that too, because we saw that 90% of the time the people that win in firefights are the people that get the drop on the other people. So again, we said, hey, we're not the greatest aim in the world, but if we get the drop on you, that's much more of an advantage, you know. So we're always working to get the drop on the last team. So we're moving in. We see the circle, all right? We're kind of closing in, all right? The circle's about to close, so you know, I'm trying to move in, but then my partner was like, hey, let's just go ahead and hit up this this line here. And I was like, okay, bet. So I'm going back, all right? Still being cautious, still listening, don't want to get snuck up on. And so, like, all right, we're like, all right, go. We hear them fighting, and it's go time. We hear them fighting, so we're moving in. Right now, we just hear the gunshots in the background, things of that nature. We land. I see that guy under the stairs. This is so weird. I don't know what happened to this guy. He never comes up, so I don't know if he was AFK. So it kind of freaked me out. We're moving in. We hear all the shooting going on inside the building. So just to make sure, I send out my decoy, because the decoy will let me know if he's coming, because he'll most likely shoot the decoy. So we do that, and now we're moving into where the gun is. We're looking for them. We're trying to get a visual. And then somebody hits the decoy. We saw that, but we see them, so we're moving in. I send out my decoy again, trying to draw the fire, trying to find where they are, because we want to see them before they see us. All right, so we're still losing. They're fighting, and now that we know the battle's over, it's 2 squads left. Now we have that advantage because we're ready, and they're trying to heal. They're trying to get people back up, or whatever they're trying to do. I see the scan, hit my oh shit button, send out a decoy, boom, hit my oh shit button, and now I'm flanking. So I'm moving over here. I know where he is. He doesn't know where I am. I see him running right there. Now this is interesting. I didn't see that guy to the last minute, right? He gets the drop on me. But again, the advantage of me being able to hit that airdrop gave me the Mastiff that allowed me to win right there. Because I had better equipment than him because I wasn't chasing kills the whole time. My buddy's fighting the guy. I see that. I'm healing up, and I'm telling him, "Don't die, don't die." So he gets out of there. He runs past, and now I'm in shot. You know, and that guy's not ready. He's just been fighting my buddy. I have a Mastiff, and now game over. Perfect execution of stealth. We didn't fight until it mattered. Okay, and now I'm going to go in, and now that the video's over, I'm going to go and explain a little bit more about how we do things as a ghost. Now that I've just walked you through a video and step by step how we do things as a ghost, if that seems interesting to you and you want to, join Ghost in the Shadows, send me a friend request on PS4. My PSN is Mujishin1234. Just send me a friend request. I'll get back to you and we can start going on some runs and start teaching you how to be a ghost. The next video I'm going to make is going to be talking about the execution of the kill at the end, where you go from squirrel mode into tiger mode, okay, where you're basically stalking your target and setting up the kill. The technique that we use usually consists of Bloodhound, Bangalore, and the Mirage, and I'll be walking through the steps and how you coordinate those three people in the next video. Thanks for your time, and as always, stay stealthy.